David.
I am Brent.
We are knee-deep in our conversation about Dead End and Norvelt by Jack Gantos. Really excited about it. We've been doing a lot of laughing and talking outside of our conversation. So,
as you can tell by the post-it notes that are throughout our books, we've been busy at work.
So we had our first conversation on the first 40-ish pages. Now we're going to continue that on the next 100 pages and share some of the things that we're thinking as Jack Gantos continues his memoir.
Yeah, his historical fiction memoir that is loosely based on his childhood, I think.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So after the next 100 pages, what's the first thing that's jumping out at you're aching to talk about?
Just the laughter. It's funny. I mean, he does a nice job adding the humor in while he tells his story, and it's hilarious. He's very, very funny as a writer.
I think the funniest part has to be for me, after I got past the beginning that we talked about with the melting hands, when his father decides to take him deer hunting, and he's all excited. He's learning how to be safe with the gun, and they're up in the tree stand, and then they see the deer,
and
he goes, "Oh, I just wanted to pet him," and he doesn't want to shoot him, so he figures the best thing he can do is to pass gas silently. And the way he describes it and talks about it, and I guess I could visualize, but if you can add smell to visualization, I think
this might encapsulate everything. I took a deep breath, squatted down a bit, and relaxed my bottom, but nothing happened. I took another deep breath and pushed out. "Come on," I said to myself, "get inspired. You have to save that deer. Think of something." It's hilarious as they go.
He has to release and loosen his sphincter.
It's just funny. The thoughts of...
What page are you on?
I'm on page 82 and 83.
Yeah.
And he's talking about... he hadn't planned to think about the hairy anus people.
Oh my gosh. Okay, is that really true?
I don't
know.
From
Aleutian Islands in Alaska? I mean,
come on. Tribe of people called the hairy anus people that he started to think about when he was trying to silently pass gas. Oh my
So have you actually researched that to see if they're real?
I didn't.
I've got to.
I know.
I've got to find out if hairy anus people are true. So I guess one of the things, besides being funny, that whole scene and a number of the other scenes in here about him and his dad.
Yeah.
We said we were going to pay attention to what's going on with them because he wasn't in the first 40 pages.
Right. He's a construction worker.
Yeah, and it seems like he tries to get out of town as much as possible.
Hates it there.
Yeah.
Mom's from there. He's not. He wants to get out. Mom doesn't want to.
Does he want to get away from the family, do you think? Or is he trying to escape the town?
I think he's trying to escape the life he's in right now that he doesn't, or maybe didn't picture for himself because of the poverty, the difficulty making money. It seems like a pretty impoverished town in general. He's can't get jobs or work that's steady, so he's unemployed a lot, it seems.
There's nobody there that can hire him to do work because they don't have money.
Absolutely.
So the mom's trading in canned peaches and preserves to get his nose cauterized.
She's trying to barter with the doctor in the 1960s. This is taking place. Bartering's well gone. I mean, there's no bartering going on anymore. So you're dealing with people that are trying to do what they can with the circumstances they're dealt. And Dad hates it, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying to figure out the father thing. It's like I expected the dad to come home from his job after the first 40 pages and be like a jerk.
Right.
And be
the descriptive,
hard and be tough.
Seems cool.
Seems
like a cool guy. He brought an airplane home.
He brought an airplane home. They're going to make a runway.
And he's lying to Mom about building a bomb shelter so he can build his runway, and he mowed her corn down.
Which she knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she caught the thing, but she still thinks a bomb shelter's getting built, I think, because that's why they were making him dig.
Yeah, weird.
Or he told her anyway.
So again, even as the pages go on, I expect the dad to be tough. Like that old, grizzled war veteran who's, hard on his kid, but, he's letting him escape. He's letting him get away from the mom.
The grounding. He's grounded for the rest of the summer, yet both of them are taking him out for different things at different times to... It's like he's never grounded, really, because when one of them leaves him and he's grounded, the other one's coming to take him to do something. Or Miss Volker, who is awesome.
Yeah,
I love Miss Volker.
His escape.
Is his get out of jail free card every time she needs something, and she's off her rocker.
Yeah.
It's great. So I very much enjoy the Miss Volker parts, because I think she's a very funny lady. I mean...
Let's talk about her, and then I'm curious also to get back to the dad and the mom.
Okay.
There's an interesting dynamic there. So Miss Volker's a riot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Old
trying to
lady.
imagine her with her hands all clawed up. And
yeah.
Mr. Spitz.
Mr. Spitz, who likes her, and the part where they have the exchange back and forth.
The jousting.
Yeah, the grocery store, was it?
Yeah.
Or something? Yeah, the Rite Aid, like the pharmacy or whatever.
Drugstore, yeah.
And she's buying her paraffin wax, and they're going back and forth about you should die, I'm going to be writing your obituary, and it's hilarious. So you could tell it's the flirting.
Yeah.
I wrote it reminded me, and it was on, let's see, where was it in here? It was on page 135, and it reminded me of Grumpy Old Men. You ever see the movie?
A long time ago.
All the Grumpy Old Men movies, I think there were 2 or 3 of them. I thought it was hilarious because it reminded me of the same thing. Some 80-year-old guy flirting with some older lady.
Is that what is it, like nipping each other back and forth?
Yeah, throwing kind of insults, but they're in jest, and it's not like
it's like the typical, in elementary school, the girl chasing the boy around the playground, or he hates me. No, he really likes you.
Well, you're the one waiting for everyone to die around here, so why don't you get a good example and lead the way, he said. Well, I plan to be 100, she stated. I plan to be 101, he said.
I'm going to be 102.
And it goes back and forth, and it's like, I know you are, but not, what am I type thing.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. So what is her deal? She's really interested in doing the obituaries because she wants everybody from the old town or who was there originally, and we think this town was set up by FDR as part of the New Deal.
I think so, or at least Eleanor Roosevelt, because they kind of remark about her a lot instead of FDR. Maybe it was a pet project of hers, which again, that would be something to research and say what was Eleanor Roosevelt's involvement in setting up towns.
It is a real town.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. That's where he's from.
Right. Okay. Of course.
That's Gantos' childhood, and Dead End and Norvelt. The title for the dad means a lot.
That's true.
I'm thinking about the title.
Symbolic.
Yes.
I haven't thought about that.
And the plane. I didn't realize. And then
we'll have to get there. We'll have to see if that plane ever takes off.
Right.
So they're waiting to see, or she's hoping everybody else dies off. Yep. Right. They actually go on this trip because she has spotters who tell her when old people are dying,
and she
sends him in dressed as the Grim Reaper.
How about him driving? I picture this like town that's the size of a postage stamp with this kid peeling out in a car, fishtailing around.
Huge boat.
You can barely see the kid, and he's going like 90 miles per hour like across the street.
But why does she want everybody to die? What is she just want to outlast everybody? Does she get something? Is she on a mission?
I think it's the whole. When she gets to write an obituary, she has her forum to talk about history stuff. Because think about her obituaries are so like, oh yeah, this person died, blah 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 blah. But then it's like a long, discussion of the history of what's gone on in Norvelt and connecting it to like workers' rights across the ocean in Europe and all kinds of stuff.
I want to say that there were 2 different things going on there because when she writes some of the obituaries, they're very long and eloquent. She includes a ton of detail about their lives. But then there's the history part. Does she include that after those big obituaries, or is there something else that she's writing as well? I lost track of that.
She wrote. She has a weekly column, but it's the same thing every year. Remember, she wrote that. I think
it's after those. That's where she puts the big
history
old history thing in, because the obituaries, the current ones. That's one of her big writing platforms.
Yes. And
then the other one is to teach people after this day in history. So I think it's 2 different things.
I wish I would have posted it because that's his favorite column now. He reads.
Yes.
He reads Mrs. Volker's.
They're the same every year.
Yep. Her stuff.
And then she goes back to talk about in ancient, medieval times, the peasants revolted, and then they were squashed, and it's her way of being an activist.
Yep.
But I still can't figure out why if she wants everybody to die.
Yeah, I can't.
She's trying to outlast everyone. I guess that's something for me. I'm gonna have to either go back and look at again.
What's her?
Because she has that quilted map or the stitched map.
Yep, that's got all the houses from their original, like their row number, like C3, C4, like street name type stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Something to pay attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving forward, definitely. Like, what's her goal?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a hobby? I don't know. Maybe that's what's keeping her going.
Could be.
If she stopped, I mean, what else does she have going on?
I don't know.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. She has 8,000. She's the medical examiner.
That's
She
right.
is the obituary writer. She is the what else? She has like 4 jobs, 5 jobs for the town, right? Because
Those are the ones that come to mind.
The motorcycle or the Hell's Angel
Yes.
having to go and pronounce him dead.
He was dancing.
He's dancing down the street, apparently drunk, coming from a bar, and danced for miles down the street, and then got hit by a bus or something.
Weird.
Yeah, very
Weird.
interesting.
Can we get back to
the
mom,
parents.
dad?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, he shoots the gun and he's in trouble for that from mom.
Yep.
Mom, he doesn't want mom to tell dad. So when dad comes home and asks him to do something that he knows he shouldn't do, cut down her corn, I would think that he would want to stay on the mom's good side and not cut down the corn.
Right.
Instead, he goes against the mom.
Yeah.
He must know he's not really going to get in trouble. Even when his dad finds out about it, he kind of gives him the son. You know, we've had this talk before.
And that's where and I want to get back to flashback and how much it's used. The whole gun safety story with the farting
That's
comes
where the
in,
deer hunting comes in.
and that's where they come back. It's cool how he weaves those in to explain the current situation he's in.
But also to give us a real hint at the personality.
Absolutely, that's how you learn about Dad.
Even there, Dad knows what he did, and he's like, "All right, son, come on, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so mom and dad, they have one of those relationships where, like, the love is gone. They don't really love each other anymore, but they're there to stick it out. Have you seen any interactions between them that have been positive? Is there any, touching?
There's never a
holding,
love you, kiss, hug, anything, especially written. I mean, Jack's not describing how he sees it. And most kids, if you see your parents doing that, it's gross, or you'll put in the little remark about it.
I left the room.
Right. No.
There's nothing.
But he's also gone a lot, and she has her hobbies, and which feeding the poor people with cooking and stuff. But yeah, you're right. Maybe
Meals on Wheels. Yeah.
Maybe that is the case. It's a loveless
dead end. And maybe that's another dead end. So what are all the dead ends here?
Ah, the title again. Dead end is
I
definitely.
haven't thought about this before.
Dead end in Norvelt is definitely work.
The dad's work.
Yeah. Maybe construction, nothing going on. Maybe the relationship's a dead end.
Is his nose is a dead end? He needs it to be a dead end.
Yeah. That's hilarious. So those are 2 definites.
And she's waiting for all the Miss Volker's waiting for all the people to die. That's another type of dead end.
Is she going to die in the movie? In the book?
It's a movie in our head.
It is, yeah.
Is she going to die in the book?
Does dead end have a lot of symbolism in the book?
Like a literal dead?
Yeah, literal dead versus the symbolic idea of the dead end of his job or whatever. So this title could be, a lot of different things.
And at the same time, it could be the beginnings of a lot of things as well. He's got this relationship with this girl, Bunny.
Yeah.
Bunny, that's weird.
Bunny, who's the short little girl who is like bigger than everybody.
The Undertaker's daughter, and she's tough as nails.
Yeah.
We got the beginning of perhaps his writing life. We know he becomes a writer, obviously.
And this is my question: is the part of this that is the historical fiction, which is based in some historical fact, is this where Jack Antos really got his writing start, helping Miss Volker, and not just the obituary, but the other stuff she's writing? You know what I mean? Is that his inspiration for some of his writing?
So this is like biofict history.
Yeah. We might be able, you can coin that.
Fiction history. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. And those are all things that I don't know if I'm going to ever find the answer out to. I don't even know if I can research that and find out how did you. I mean,
we have 200 pages left.
Yes.
A lot can happen in 200 pages.
Absolutely.
So we could probably talk about this forever, but as we're moving forward and heading into the next 100 pages before we talk next time, we did this last time. What are some things you're hoping to find out or you're reading for?
Well, as you already said, and we were talking about with Miss Volker, her goal, what's she trying to really accomplish here? Is it to have her platform and just write? Is it to outlast everybody, or what's her deal? Mm-hmm. There's got to be more to her than meets the eye for what's going on with why she's doing what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something to look for. I would like to see more of now that you're pointing it out. Really look at mom and dad's relationship, and is it loving at all, or is it just how they show?
Some couples are like that.
Absolutely.
Like Mrs. obituary writer.
Well, Volker and
Miss
Spitz.
Volker and Spitz, maybe they have that way of communicating with each other, and he leaves her chocolates.
Yeah.
And maybe the dad and mom, and they just have that antagonistic type of relationship, or they've already shown their love, they don't need to anymore, but they know it's there.
Right.
I also noticed that Jack is super resilient. Nothing really gets to him.
Nope.
He's in trouble. He kind of,
he lets a lot of roll off. He doesn't.
Yeah. I'm going to sit in my room and read. And I'm going to read all these crazy histories.
Stuff.
It's a series. I'm trying to find out about that series.
Yeah, it's a history series of all these different, which is how he'll learn the Harry Annis people he's read about through that, I think.
I tried to look it up, and I saw some things, but they don't seem old enough. So I'm trying to find out about that, actually. So I want to find out, how resilient does he continue to be? Are there more dead ends?
Right.
And
I think that's quite a bit.
There's a lot going on.
That's a lot to look for. Yeah, and you know what? I want the whole his writing style, using the flashbacks. I'm going to keep noticing those things because I just like how he's doing it.
Mm-hmm. They're purposeful.
Yeah, they're very.
In fact, I actually made a comment at this one point. I said, "Oh, here comes a flashback. Is this going to actually show us something, or trying to help explain something?
Yeah.
Or is it just a fun story?"
You know what else for like Dad and Mom? I wonder if because he was in war, whether it was Korean. I think we thought maybe Korean War, or World War II, one of the two. And it's the Japanese stuff, and everybody's a communist now.
Yes, the communist.
Is that part of his? Did he? People go to war and change. Anything you read about or hear about people that have ever been involved in war, where people have been dying around them and everything else, that changed you as a person. Could that be? Mom and his relationships different maybe after. I don't know. Just things that I'm guessing or wondering about. Just because it's.
We need Jack to discover some love letters from his father when he was in the war.
Yeah, something like letters that came home, and he's the type of kid that would do that, snooping around.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Good talk.
Until next time. All right.